3 through 11. Taboo falling on a man through father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, brother, sister, the 7 members of his father's house, old or young, near or distant relatives, progeny or suckling, comrade or fellow, friend or companion. See also 156 through 158, 161, and 437, which includes some of these. 8, 41, 42. From the taboo of a brother, companion, friend, fellow, partner, fellow townsman, of protecting or being hostile to, from the taboo of elder brother, elder sister, father, or mother, of protecting or being hostile to. 8, 51, 52. From the taboo of slave are handmaid, master, or mistress, of protecting or being hostile to. From the taboo of princess, witch, harlot, courtesan. 55. From the taboo of wife, concubine, son, of protecting or being hostile to. Under this head must come 2, 51 through 53. Hath not he spared a man? Meranushu, hath he driven forth the good man from his folk? Hath he scattered a well-knit family? 72, 73. Is it through a company which he hath scattered that he hath incurred a taboo? Is it through a well-knit troop which he hath split up? Here must also come 355, taboo of being agreed with an adversary and then being hostile. 162, taboo from kinsfolk and relatives, and probably 163, taboo from offspring and suckling. The Old Testament, the 5th commandment, Exodus 21:15, and he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Similarly, in 5:17, he that curses his parents. Leviticus 19:32, 29, Deuteronomy 27:16. Well, there's injustice, and also there's the aspect of perhaps if you're going to curse, you should merely make the curse about preventing wrong, preventing harm. Sort of a conditional thing. That's actually a sort of blessing. 2, 29 through 31. We're not in Leviticus anymore. We're on to the tablets and such. Hath he not let a captive go free? Hath he not let loose a prisoner? Hath he not let one in prison see the light? Hath he said of a captive, seize him, or of a prisoner, bind him? Of murder, 2:49. Hath he shed his neighbor's blood? 87. Hath he incurred a taboo from life? 3:34. Taboo of approaching his friend and slaying him. And see the 4th commandment. See the 6th commandment of adultery. 2:48. Hath he approached his neighbor's wife? See the Old Testament, the 7th commandment. Leviticus 8:1, 20, 10. Now, the Bible elaborates on this and says you basically don't touch the female that you're not going to marry. That's not, okay, now people say, but, you know, you can hug your mother or your sister or your grandmother or something like that. That's different. Or in the case of a male, grandfather, grandmother, father, that sort of thing. And I mean, in course, in the case of a female, 248, happy approach his neighbor's wife. Well, that's okay. 6 of stealing and cheating. 2, 42, 43. I mean, and your servants and your doctors and stuff, that's kind of accepted from the intergender role too. But I meant by that the females that you can never marry under any circumstance, that sort of thing. But, you know, it's a different type of touching was my point. The language implies things because people have been using euphemisms too much. 2, 42, 43. Hath he used a false balance? Hath he taken a wrong price? Hath he not taken a righteous price? 45 through 47. Hath he set up a false boundary? Hath he not set up a true boundary? Hath he removed landmark, border, or boundary? 3, 56. Taboo affixing border or boundary. 8, 34. From the taboo of border, boundary, or landmark. I said 834, right? 247. Hath he entered his neighbor's house? 50. Hath he stolen his neighbor's garment? 61. Hath he been insulting, robbed, or caused to rob? 8. 47 through 49. From the taboo of giving with a small measure, shekel, or manna, and taking with a large one. There's a Quran chapter named about that sort of thing. 850. From the taboo of making a false balance, of taking a wrong price from one under taboo. Here add 214, Yaxith of the bar measure and the Qa measure. The Old Testament 8th commandment, Exodus 22:1. If a man shall steal an ox, Leviticus 19:11, ye shall not steal. 19:35-36, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. Deuteronomy 25:13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse weights, a great and a small. VV 5, 14, 15, or is it, or do they mean 15? They mean an XV? I'm not sure what they mean. Deuteronomy. Oh, maybe they mean XXV. Okay. Deuteronomy 19:14 and 27:17. Referring to landmarks, is the word Sion. Are we seeing reference to the true Zionism? The true Zionism. One of the greatest crimes in which the Midianites were guilty was the using of diverse measures and weights, a great and a small, buying by one and selling by another. Sales comment of the Quran quoting al-Baidawi in Der Habolt. Well, if the actual verses say, why do you not list the verse instead of the comment? But 7, of lying or breaking promises. 2:6, hath he said no for yes, or yes for no? 38:39, hath he said there is, for there is not, or there is not, for there is? 55 through 57, hath he been straight with him, his mouth, but not true in his heart? Hath his mouth said yes, but his heart said no? And anything that he meditated Hath he meditated unrighteousness? 75. Hath he promised with heart and mouth, and not given? 351. Taboo of saying and denying. 856. For the taboo of promising pleasure and joy, and then denying it and not giving it. Old Testament 9th commandment, Exodus 23:1, Leviticus 19:11, 8 of speech. 2:8. Hath he spoken what is unholy? 12-14. Hath he spoken evil? Hath he spoken what is impure? Hath he let intrigue be discussed? 2:41. Hath he spoken wickedness? 63-65. Is his mouth loose or foul? Are his lips deceitful or perverse? Hath he taught what is impure? Hath he incalculated that which is unseemly? 682. Hath he stood up in an assembly and spoken what is not correct? 9. Bribery. 2:15. Hath he caused a judge to receive a bribe? 3:24. Taboo of giving a bribed judgment. Exodus 23:8. And thou shalt take no gift, for a gift blindeth them that have sight, and perverteth the words of the righteous. Leviticus 19:15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. And nowadays we need to remember that's, don't take away the privilege of the people of the light skin and give privilege to the people of the dark skin. Treat people like you should, regardless. Don't respect that sort of thing. I mean, there was the Civil Rights Act. Can't we just go back to that? 10. Of sedition and the like. 2:19. Hath he made its city turn? 54. Hath he opposed one in authority? 96-98. Hath he wronged his city? Hath he spread abroad a rumor against his city? Hath he made evil the speech of his city? 331. Ban of rebellion and revolt. 8:53. From the taboo of prefect, officer, and judge. Exodus 22:28. Thou shalt not revile God, our margin judges, nor curse a ruler of thy people. And again, sometimes, usually rulers are unjust. So we primarily pray for them to be guided, and that they're prevented from their harm and replaced with better if they're going to be replaced. 11. Various vague references to wrong. 2:37. Hath he given in small things and refused in great? 44. Hath he disposed the rightful heir? Hath he set up the wrong heir? 58-80. Hath he transgressed the right? Hath he offended? Hath he abolished? Hath he driven away, destroyed? 62. Hath he set his hand to evil? 66. Hath he followed after evil? 67. Hath he passed over the bounds of right? 68. Hath he done what is not pure? 70-71. Is it through any grievous harm that he hath done? Is it by many sins which he hath committed? 94-95. Tapda, Uktabis, Arkar, Tapdi, Etet, Alak. And there's difficulty in translating that part. 3:12-13. Taboo of right or wrong, heavy or light. Here we should come to the mutilated lines. 3:127-130. Taboo of weak and sin and fever, of making a mistake, of sin and misdeed. 360. Taboo of sin 12 of water. 3:38-39. Taboo of being axed for a runnel for 1 day, and refusing of being axed for a ditch, and refusing. 53. Taboo of stopping a neighbor's canal. Here must come 117-119. He seeketh of irrigation machine, well or river. 3:47. Taboo of well and river, and possibly 48-49. Taboo of dam and ferry and bridge. 8:35-37. From the taboo of runnel, canal, bridge, passage, way, or road. From the taboo of ship, river, dam, ferry, booth, and reed hut. From the taboo of Balaku, runnel, spring, watercourse, and fortress. 3:59. Taboo of urinating into a river or vomiting into a river. 133. Taboo of an Euphrates. And a lot of these, you can tell, are probably references. See the Egyptian negative confessions. I have not turned aside the water from a neighbor's field at the time of inundation. I have not cut off an arm of the river in its course. 13. Of fire. 210. Of the lighted coal pan, of the torch, of the bellows he seeketh. 3:15. Taboo of bellows and coal pan. 332. Taboo of fire and coal pan. 8:58. From the taboo of oven, flame, stove, coal pan, and bellows. Here too may come 3:16. Taboo of pointing at the fire, and 18. Taboo of casting fire at a man's face. All the, pranks go too far, too much, All these taboos seem to have reference to respect paid to fire. Fire was not allowed to be kindled on the Sabbath by the Hebrews. Exodus 35:3. And such nations as specially reverence fire show clearly how such taboos originated. For instance, the Parsis will not suffer a menstruous woman to see a fire or even to look on a lighted taper. According to the Golden Bough 3:224. Such taboos are based on local sacra. In Homer, Iliad 5:499, the threshing floor, the winnowing fan, and meal are all held to be sacred. 14. Of weapons. 3:27-29. Taboo of bow or chariot, bronze dagger or spear, lance or bow. 8:60. From the taboo of being banned by a bow, chariot, iron, dagger, or lance. Here also must come 3:67. Taboo of drawing a weapon in the company. 8:46. From the taboo of rending garments and drawing an iron dagger. 3:36. Taboo of drawing a bukanu in a company. 3:57. Taboo of destroying a chariot and touching its riksu. The explanation of this taboo on weapons may perhaps be sought in the consecration of warriors before battle. Warriors are consecrated persons subject to special taboos. Robertson Smith, Religion of the Semites, 402. The ban on drawing a sword in an assembly is paralleled in latter times by the messroom law, which forbids a weapon to be unsheathed. Rending garments and drawing a sword may be compared to the custom of the Arabs who cast down their turbans, symbolizing a fight to the death. Of writing materials. 213. He seeketh of the tablet and reed pen. 16. Of mourning. 8:45. From the ban, not the time in the morning of mourning, From the ban of rending one's garments, breaking one's breastplate, and beating one's breast. See Leviticus 21:10, where the high priest is not to unbind his hair nor rend his clothes. Way too much extremism in the mourning processes. 2:69. Of sorcery. Forbidden magic. there's more to it than that. 269. Hath he set his hand to sorcery or witchcraft? Now, witchcraft in English means, cutting deals with metaphysical demons in what honestly is an act of worship. Let's not play games with the words like, oh well, I'm only talking to my buddies, that sort of. Well, if this was Yahweh, you'd admit that it's worship. But if it's not Yahweh, it's not worship. It doesn't work like that. See the note on page 126, 314. Exodus 22:18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Leviticus 19:26. Neither shall ye use enchantments nor practice augury. 31. 26 and 27 of Leviticus. Maybe you also see Leviticus 31. Deuteronomy. Oh, maybe verse 31. Okay, verse 31. Deuteronomy 18:11. 18. Pointing with the finger. See, I'm breaking taboos already. 288 through 93. Hath he incurred a taboo by pointing his finger at a person of father or mother, elder, brother or sister, friend or neighbor, entity or king, master or mistress? 316. Taboo of pointing at the fire. 2:7. Hath he pointed his finger? 19. A sunstroke. 3:23. Taboo from sitting on a seat in the sun. 20. A beast. 3:30. Taboo of striking the young a beast. 3:42. Taboo of asking a man for wild beast at the side of a cattle stall. Here also add 115, 116. He asks of domestic and wild beast, and for want of a better place. 8:40. From the taboo of having found chance oxen or sheep belonging to men and taking them. 3:35. Taboo of slaughtering a sheep and touching its riksu. What's a riksu? See Leviticus 22:27. When a bullock or sheep or a goat is brought forth, that shall be 7 days under the dam before being sacrificed. Deuteronomy 22:6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee. Sabbath 19:1. If one hunts a wild beast or wild bird which one has on one's domain, it is not a guilty act, but it is a crime to wound them. Just don't hurt animals for hurting animals. Too many people do that kind of garbage. Exodus 23:4. If thou shalt meet thine enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. Deuteronomy 22:1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. The negligence of not helping is an important thing to not involve oneself in, it's sort of omission, isn't it? 21. Of uprooting plants and reeds. 3:25-26. Taboo of tearing up plants in the desert, of cutting reeds in the marshes. 8:33. From the taboo of cutting canes, brakes, reeds, of tearing up plants, or kankaloo, some plant. 3:40. Taboo of uprooting plants in the field. 65. Taboo of a reed and a bundle. 8:57. From the taboo of uprooting the caper, the thorn, the tamarisk, and the date palm. Here you must add 3:46. Taboo of tamarisk and date palm. Parallels for this taboo will be found in Robertson Smith's Religion of the Semites, 142, 145. Among the Sakai, before they fell trees in a forest, all tools are charmed to avoid accidents which might be brought about by evil spirits. Skiat and Balagan, pagan races of the Malay Peninsula, 1:345. See, using pagan and heathen and Gentile and stuff as insults to people of merely difference. Oh, they're not white and they're not Jewish, so it's like, or they're not Christian or they're not Jewish, you know. This is not appropriate behavior. We should condemn it doesn't matter what, you know, spiritual authority you put, it doesn't matter what source we're looking at. Maybe the source needs to be rewritten because people don't understand that pagan and heathen are actually have nothing to do with religion, but they're insults. Anyways, 22 of various taboos. 332 of laying before a man. 33 taboo of food and drink. The way. 37 taboo of tapalu and seal. And see also 85, 86. 23 of taboos on various places. 120, 121. He seeketh of ship, canoe, boat. He seeketh of east and west. 124 through 127. He seeketh of the exit and entrance of the city, of the exit and entrance of the main gate, of the exit and entrance of the house, of the street. $129. He seeketh the road. 361 through 63. Taboo of mountain and precipice, height and wadi, pass and 66. Taboo from door and bolt. I'm pausing to indicate some dots and stuff. You know, because there's information that's degraded on the tablets. 331 from the taboo of field, garden, house, street, path, dwelling, and chamber. 854, that was 31. From the taboo of house, city and gate, field, garden, and resting place. 59 from the taboo of hedge, threshold, guard, door, bolt, and. Compare the Talmudic ordinances concerning clean and unclean houses. Also the Orla, which says that trees, trees planted on a public way are by idolater, let's just say polytheist, like a Christian or something, are by thief, are in a ship, are sprouting spontaneously, are subject to the Arla. (24) Of forms and oaths. 314. Taboo of raising a gishmar and then swearing by an entity. 17. Taboo of raising fire and then swearing by an entity. 41. Taboo of taking an irrigation machine and swearing by an entity. 43. Taboo of swearing. Taboo being banned by sunrise. 43. Taboo of raising unwashed hands and swearing by an entity. 843. From the taboo of breaking a dish, shattering a cup, and swearing by an entity. Leviticus 19:12. The story of Hector is pertinent here. He fears to pour the libation of dark wine with unwashen hands, nor may he pray to Zeus when bespattered with gore. I don't remember any Hector or Zeus mentioned in Leviticus, but Zeus, we can go beyond the personifications, just like Yahweh is not some bearded dude, no matter what painting you see in church. 25. Unclassified. 3, 134 through 137. Taboo from an assembly. From dead man or living man. From male destroyer or female destroyer. Zimmerman says these are demons. Known or unknown. Well, that was an unnecessary comment, but until these last two occur again in 364, 165. There are also 49 taboos mutilated or entirely destroyed, 26 of the unclean taboos. For the details of these, we've already got, okay, well, sorry for saying that. Here also, 206 through 109, he seeketh to know whether his taboo cometh. From couch, seat, dish, or the offering of a cup, 3, 19 through 20, taboo from cup or dish, better couch. 158, what do we mean 50-58? Looks like a 1. Taboo of drinking water from a saru, palatal. 844, from the taboo of seat, stool, bed, couch, and being bound. 322, taboo of giving or asking the dregs. The lying demons. 27, various forms of taboo. 2, 83 through 85, whether by something loosed, which he knoweth not, he hath incurred a taboo, or by receiving something, he hath incurred a taboo, or by he hath incurred a taboo. The particular point to be observed in this list of taboos is that many actions or states are omitted which are well known to be taboo, notwithstanding the fact that 49 lines are so mutilated as to be untranslatable. It is distinctly noticeable that none of the primary unclean taboos are mentioned: childbirth, menstruation, the greh, marriage touching a dead body, unless the brief mention in 25 be accounted as evidence, although the holy taboos are included in comprehensive phrases. The reason for this is twofold: whether either unclean taboos are such that in their breach they do not result in sickness, but merely demand purification, such as menstruation and the greh, or albeit they are of such a nature as to bring sickness. They are so obvious as to leave no doubt as to what has been the cause of trouble, such as puerperal fever after childbirth. To say this is only a reiteration of the theory that the Sherpu series is intended to deal with the unwitting sins. On the other hand, it may be argued that although the primary unclean taboos are not mentioned, the secondary contagious taboos are quoted at great length, but the result for this is clear. The primary taboos are themselves, as we have said above, either innocuous with regard to disease, or patent the most heedless, but contagion from such is a very different matter. For example, the Lilith who regards herself as a spirit wife brings no harm to her human husband, and yet will retaliate